I wouldn't have gone to Oberlin without Roger Lehecka basically providing that sort of inspiration. I had never heard of it until he mentioned it in our discussions after I received the scholarship about, well, where do you want to go to college? What do you want to study? Where do you see yourself? So it was him who even brought now my alma mater to my attention. So, without the foundation even being involved from that early stage, I can't even imagine where I would be. But then also, making Oberlin itself a financially feasible option because the scholarship aid was just absolutely critical, especially as I saw over just those 4 years, the cost of education ballooning. It was vital in that regard. But then also just that assistance that there was all through college of people who, outside of Oberlin, knew that I was there, knew that I existed, cared about how I was doing, cared about how my interests were evolving, and always having those resources to be able to go to. The foundation was just essential, from before applying to college all the way through graduation, and now it's played that continuous and very firm and crucial role in helping me think about issues and think about myself and think about where I see myself in the world. And so, the foundation and the assistance that came from Jerry and Marguerite Lenfest was absolutely vital, I see, in pretty much every respect of my education. Definitely interesting how it's changed since I got the scholarship in 2006. I think it was maybe the fourth class who was eligible to receive that. And so also the size of the program, I think there were 10 scholars, I believe, in my year who received it. Now it's up to 24 every year. So it's interesting to see just the dynamics of that it is, massively bottom weighted towards the younger scholars. And so it's interesting in that the networking within the scholar community doesn't necessarily benefit me in too many ways because there's not many people who are older than me, and even my relative peer group is fairly small. So that's not about to yield any jobs or professional opportunities. But on the other hand, having all of these younger scholars and being able to share with them, the ones who are applying to college, the pitfalls of that, my experience, and then of course the other people my age who can sort of give that perspective. But then also as we move along, and so 5 years from now, when I hopefully have some sort of career, that there will be today's scholars who will be graduating college, and then the ones who will just have been selected. So there'll be that entire variety. And so it's the sort of thing that, I'm very grateful for what the Lenfest Foundation has done for me. And so it's my hope that I can, pay that back not simply in, strict financial terms, but by, providing opportunities to people who have similar interests to me down the road. Yeah. It was a very difficult experience because it's pretty much a conflict zone right now, and so all the normal experiences that one has overseas of culture shock, of language barriers, those are all of course there, but added to that the fact that you would be driving through walls of burning tires to get to the grocery store, all these sorts of different elements of it that just made it a very difficult place to live in and to be trying to do research in. A conflict, people aren't exactly the definition of trusting with that. So here I am, someone who looks like this, coming to a foreign country and asking questions. You of course get the obvious responses of which agency do you work for, and I'm just a student and I just want to learn a little bit more about this. It was a very difficult experience, but it was also just incredibly rewarding in that I was doing something that there are other Americans there, but not necessarily coming from this sort of perspective of just living in another culture, engaging with it, not being walled off from people and, staying just with other Americans, but just trying to immerse oneself. And so that was I learned a great deal. Again, difficult experience, but very, very rewarding on that sort of personal level and hopefully on the professional level as I figure out what I do from here.